What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video I have another timetable video for you guys. We've got some great variety in this small stack of timetables, so let's get started. So today I have just 9 timetables here compared to the 16 that I had in the last timetable video that I did a couple weeks ago now. But these timetables, we've got some really old ones in here. We've also got some more unique ones in here. A lot of great stuff. So, of course, you've already seen the first one, and that's the first one I'm going to show in this video. We have this beautiful American Airlines timetable from June 20th of 1940. Take a look at that. A beautiful DC-3 on there, may even be a DC-2. The World's Fair line. So I think the World's Fair was happening around this time. I'll pop up some information on the World's Fair closest to when this timetable was made again in 1940. Picture yourself on vacation by flagship, and look at all these beautiful old photos. I'll just go ahead and scan through all of them here so you can see them in the crisp 4K resolution. And then there's some other text on here. It's the way to fun, with fun all the way. And then there is American Airlines' route map at the time. The red lines indicate that that's what American operates, and then the lighter red with like the white in the middle that indicates other airlines, and then everything else is just other different services. And this route map is so old that Sioux Falls isn't even on here. The closest is Sioux City and even Huron. So it looks like these are all the mid-continent stuff up here at the time. So June of 1940 again, so this would have been well before mid-continent came around. I think they arrived about this year. I have not yet found an exact date on that, but I'm still looking. Hopefully I find that information soon. And then there's this little pamphlet that kind of comes out. I'm not sure if this is how it was supposed to be in this timetable. I mean, it's so old, it's possible this may have just fallen out at some point, but this is really cool. Use Air Express Super Speed to rush your shipments, keep stocks low and inventories controlled, submit samples, meet deadlines, prevent costly shutdowns. Have you forgotten anything? Clothing, important papers from hotel, home, or office? A birthday or anniversary present? Air Express will solve the problem for you. Overnight practically everywhere in the US. 24-hour-a-day service, special pickup and special delivery, phone, railway, express, or Western Union and Air Express. So basically a thing where if you forget something wherever you originated from or wherever you went to, you can have it be shipped back to you. And then this is on the back side. When time is money, Super Speed Air Express is the cheapest transportation you can buy. And there's all the rates, which I'm not going to read. There's a lot of text on there. Air Express offer you speed, 3 miles a minute, 2,500 miles overnight. Great coverage, special pickup, and special delivery. Air Express Division of Railway Express Agency Incorporated. So I'll put that off to the side here as we'll take a look at the rest of the timetable by the route map. So this folds out just behind the route map, and you can see various schedules in place. So this is one of many tables. In this case, it's table 5. So you have a lot of tables in here. I think there's like 20 or so in this particular timetable here. So I'll just show another random one, because they actually did name particular flights as well. Okay, so I found table 9 that lists a couple of these named flights. So you can see up here, this is the President, the Postmaster, the West Virginian, the Senator. There's a couple more. Those are all the same, but I'm assuming that just goes in a different direction, excuse me. And yeah, they had a few more in here as well when I looked through this initially. So let me see if I can find those again. Here we go. Found a bunch more of the named flights. So right here we have the Niagara, so reference to Niagara Falls. So it goes from New York, yep, stops in Buffalo, so yep, that'd be correct. We have the Eagle, which looks really cool. The Falcon, the Chicagoan, I think is how you say it. The Arrow, the Executive, the New Yorker, and the Night Owl. So they were really creative with the naming of particular flights that they would operate. And the flight numbers are also very low as well. So like they barely eclipse the 100 mark because there wasn't that many planes flying around back then. So pretty cool stuff. Now, if you're wondering what American flew at this time, they flew pretty much all Douglas equipment. Flagship club planes and other flagship planes for the DC-3, which I have a model of one. It's really cool. There are 21 passenger planes. Sky Sleepers or flagship Sky Sleepers, those would be your Douglas DST. I'll try to find a photo online and I'll pop up a picture of what one looks like, but I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't differ too much from a DC-3 or DC-2. There are 14 passenger sleeper planes. And then we have the DC-2, as mentioned. Those also carry 14 passengers. And they also have like a nice little note in here about fountain pens and liquids. Due to changes in atmospheric pressure, fountain pens and other liquid containers have a tendency to leak. Usually all that is necessary is to screw the caps on tightly. However, it is advisable to securely wrap pens and containers in handbags and luggage to ensure against damage to other articles. So very fancy wording. They're basically saying just make sure you tighten up your pen caps and other containers that have liquids in them in case of any changes in atmospheric pressure so that they don't rupture and leak everywhere. There's all your reference marquees and all that fun stuff. Fare information. Got sleeper charges in here, which is really cool because that's when they used to have sleeper planes. Airmail, Air Express advertisements on the bottom, and then there's the back cover. Put that in here. American Airlines Incorporated. Fly to vacation. Have more time for fun. All the routes of the flagships lead to New England. And then system timetable effective June 20th of 1940. I'll just make sure I didn't miss anything super fancy in here because there's a lot of cool stuff in these really old timetables. So, yep, looks like everything is basically the same, but they do list other airlines in there and some tables as well for connecting flights and all that fun stuff. But yeah, very nice timetable, and this one was the most expensive because where I buy from, the older timetables are usually worth more, so they cost more, which makes sense. But this next one here only set me back about $10. We have this beautiful Mid-Continent Airlines timetable from August 10th of 1945, announcing new direct service to New Orleans, Shreveport, Texarkana, and Fort Smith. And there's a beautiful Mid-Continent DC-3 prominent on the front cover. And then one of the things you'll see here first when you open this up, there's the system map, and you notice this little like dotted or lined line between Huron, Aberdeen, Bismarck, and Minot. Well, those routes weren't operating because of wartime restrictions. So August of 45, this would have been right at the tail end of World War II. So I'm guessing whatever next timetable that they made, I'm guessing they would have probably brought that back, or at least whenever the war ended, which would have been not long after this timetable was printed. So there's the inside. You have the Mid-Continent online schedules. This is the southbound schedule, and then the northbound schedule. And you have some other additional like quick reference stuff, and then connecting schedules down here on the bottom. Again, feel free to pause, go back to whatever point you need to get to see a particular table. And then we flip it in here, there's a fare information, and then the nice little advertisement on the top. New wings over the Southland, which just re-mentions the direct services that were announced on the front cover. And then some general passenger information for numbers and fares and all that fun stuff. And then there's the back, which contains all your general information, reservations, cancellations, fares, etc., and postage information. So yeah, this one was only $10. It's in a little bit of a beaten up shape, but certainly not the worst that I've seen. I haven't got a timetable that's been horribly beaten up yet, as the guy that I buy them from on eBay keeps the timetables in really good condition. So I'm very happy with how he handles it. And by the way, the eBay store, it's DKO, also known as Airline Timetables. So if you're just getting into airline timetables, I highly recommend his store. Great customer service, fast shipping, has a lot of timetables on offer, over 11,000 or so items when I last checked his store. So he's got a lot. Put in any airline that you can think of, and chances are he'll have a timetable or two of it, or maybe some other form of memorabilia, like a ticket jacket wallet, or a slide, like a 35mm slide of a photo of one of their planes, all that kind of fun stuff. Next timetable that we have here is United Airlines from June 9th of 1978, and I only got this because it shows the Harry S. Truman Sports Complex in Kansas City. So this stadium right here, this is actually Arrowhead Stadium, which is still in operation today. They now call it, I think, like GEHA Field at Arrowhead or something for sponsorship reasons, but I still call it Arrowhead because that's kind of what it's most known as. And over here, that's the stadium for the Kansas City Royals. I'm not sure what the name of it would have been at the time that this was made. So again, June of 78. So I'll find some information on that. I'll pop it up here. So there is that fun stuff, but looking really nice in here. So this would have been 4 years before they started service to Sioux Falls. And again, I only got it because of this cool photo of Arrowhead and also the Royals Stadium. Route map is in here on the just on the inside of the front cover. Here it is. And then it also dots, numbers all the dots for all the destinations, and then this is the key. And I believe, yes, they are all sorted alphabetically by city name. Some do it where it's sorted alphabetically by that, and then also by airport code. It just depends on whatever airline. And there's also like a nice little advertisement here, so I'll fold this out. There you see it. Come see for yourself. Just a fun little advertisement about United Airlines, and there's a beautiful 747 right there as well, and also some beautiful ladies in there on the inside. And otherwise on the inside, it's just your standard United timetable stuff, so I'll just find a random city. I'm not even looking here. Okay, let's just do New York, so you can see just kind of like the 1982 timetable that I looked at in the last episode. Join the Red Carpet Club, or relax in quiet lounges at 18 airports, and then the friendly skies of your land, United Airlines. So, friendly skies has been their slogan for a very, very long time, and while it's not like that today, some people still call it that, even though they haven't really lived up to that name recently, in recent years. But anyways, fares subject to change. So this is your representative fares, and they put that disclaimer on there because, of course, fares can change on a dime, and they still do to this very day, so that certainly hasn't changed. Some advertisements on the inside. The Friendly Connection. We're going your way to over 100 cities, 107 to be exact. And then the friendly skies of your land down here. On June 9th, a new era in air cargo begins, which is on the day that this timetable was issued. Announcing United Airlines Cargo Super Savers. Save up to 40%. New round-the-clock wide-body container savings program. Very cool stuff. Think big. Think United. United Airlines Cargo. And on the next page here, this is their freighter schedules. Yep, freighter schedules, westbound, and then eastbound. Not really the best framing there. And then passenger information on the back. You see they kept like this nice little cursive-esque font from before the Saul Bass titles were introduced in the 70s. Yeah, so this would have been well after they introduced that livery. I think it was in the early 70s when they brought that into play, maybe mid-70s. More passenger information on the inside of the back cover, and then the back cover. Western International Hotels, partners in travel with United Airlines. Calendar, and then postage information. Moving on, we've got another TWA timetable. This is from June of 1981. Introducing TWA service to 4 new cities: San Antonio, Des Moines, Little Rock, and Peoria, Illinois, with easy connections to other great TWA cities in the US and Europe. Went along with their slogan at the time, "You're going to like us, TWA." That commercial's playing in my head right now. So there's their US route map, and then they also include a route map for all their stuff in Europe. So you can see they had like London, Paris, all your normal European cities that a US airline would fly to at the time. You can see Des Moines is on there as well. They had just to St. Louis. San Antonio had both St. Louis and also a one-stop service to Houston, which continued to St. Louis. And then there's my buddy Red River Aviation right here, Tulsa, service to Oklahoma City, all the way over to New York, and then also to St. Louis. New York at the time was their main hub, but eventually switched over to St. Louis once their focus started to shift in the 90s. General passenger information on this page, a lot of text, so again, pause if you want to see a particular segment. I'll go and check out San Antonio. I've got a friend of mine who's in that area. Alright, just found the San Antonio page. That did not take long. So there's a San Antonio service. I'll go ahead and pull up the Houston stuff. So there's the Houston. You can see 2 daily flights, and then to St. Louis. There's a one-stop, that'd be flight 166, which is listed here. So that just stops in Houston and then goes on to St. Louis. And then 1 nonstop over to STL. And then go to the back cover here. Not a whole lot of fancy stuff on the back. There's a couple advertisements, actually. Ooh, boy, got some nice stuff here. Hilton International, how about that? I believe that might still be the same Hilton as today. So a lot of their locations are listed here, and then this cool advertisement. While you're in Las Vegas, TWA can arrange a complete tour to 3 of the most spectacular national parks in America: Bryce, Zion, and the Grand Canyon. And then some text right over there in that 4th box. And then reservation, ticket office information, all on this page, and then yeah, just more of that here on the back as well, along with their headquarters, 605 3rd Avenue in New York. And then there's a back cover with the same information, and then the only wide-bodies TWA flies across the Atlantic and in the US are the 747 and L1011, the wide-bodies people prefer most. Look at that, beautiful 747 and L1011. I know Phoenix just released one of these. I'm waiting for photos to come out before I order it, because I know that the Phoenix 747 Classic isn't the best mold out there, but if it doesn't look that half bad, I'll probably get it, just for the novelty of it. All right, now we move on to some more new airlines to the timetable collection. we got ourselves Midstate Airlines up next. Flight schedule from June of 1982, and the route map is featured prominently on the cover. You can see that Sioux Falls is not included on here. I have checked, and I believe that they did not fly to South Dakota. The closest would have been Minneapolis. I think they also got Des Moines, but that didn't come until later, and I believe Omaha as well. On the inside, you got Midstate Airlines, the company plane. Wonder what other airline had that slogan as well. Bunch of text about Midstate Airlines, and there's a couple photos of what I would assume to be their planes. These look to be Metroliners, or at least some iteration of it. Passenger information on the second page. And then on the inside, you've got the flight schedule. So here's Cedar Rapids. This would be the one of the closest cities to me. As you see, lists all the departure, arrival times, flight numbers, frequencies, and how many stops. Reservation phone number information also included. There's some terminal maps. So there's Chicago O'Hare, Detroit, Indy, Kansas City. Look at that, beautiful. Milwaukee, Minneapolis, and then continuing on here, I think, or actually no, that's all the maps that they have in there. Air freight and small package service on this next page, and then add my name to the timetable mailing list, so you could send this in and have Midstate Airlines essentially mail timetables to you. So obviously you can't do that anymore because Airline is long gone. New load fares on Midstate. And there's a beautiful photo of one of their planes again, presuming it's a Metroliner. And then there's some postage information on the back. Another new airline coming in hot to the timetable collection. We got this beautiful Mesaba Airlines timetable from April 24th of 1983. They did start service to Sioux Falls from Minneapolis a little bit later in the year, but this was the only timetable that the DKO guy had, so I figured, why not get it? And it's a very thin timetable, as you can see, not a whole lot of pages, so this will be fairly quick. And then you can see it just blasts you right away with all the timetable information. So here's Brookings, the closest city to me. Also Mitchell as well would have been fairly close. So you can see it lists all the destinations and how many stops, all your usual timetable suspects. Good fun stuff in here. Terminal maps are on this back page here. I'll just kind of fold this awkwardly so I can show you that. Reservations and air freight information and ticket office information, and also all phone numbers to call, which again don't work. And then flip it under here, you can see some important information about check-in times, baggage, and liability stuff, legal stuff. And then equipment, all they had was Beech 99 aircraft at the time. They did get Fokker F-27s. Those came a little bit later. Mesaba and Republic, the Great Connection. And then there's a beautiful collab photo with Mesaba Airlines. Got their headquarter information. They're in Grand Rapids, Minnesota at the time. And then Republic Airlines. And the back cover just contains a little Mesaba logo here and nothing else. More new airlines coming in. Yeah, the rest of these timetables that I have are all new airlines to the timetable collection. We've got ValuJet coming in next. Flight schedule from December 15th of 1995. And there's all the destinations that they have at the time. Flip it inside, you can see schedule a stop at $, and save. $, rent a car, and there's, I'm not sure what car that is. I'm not, no way really a big car guy. But I'm sure someone will know what kind of car that is, so there it is again. If you want to tell me what that car is, feel free to leave a comment. More non-stops from Boston, Washington, D.C. from $49, Raleigh-Durham from $79, Atlanta from $89, and then various destinations in Florida from $99. And there's the ValuJet mascot. Cartoony and animated, very fun. Low fares every day, everywhere we fly. And that's effective. Service begins on the 11th and 18th of January of 1996, indicated by the little asterisks. So you always got to read the fine print. And then there's just a sample from one of their pages for the timetables. So this just lists from DFW to a particular destination. So from to, your usual timetable stuff. And look at this route map. This is very, very nice. So I'm going to bring the camera back. Pull this up a little bit so you guys can see that better. But look at that. That is a proper way to do timetable if you really want to stand out. I love the design on this. Wonder somebody had to have hand drawn this, which is really cool. So I applaud whoever hand drew this timetable and put this, or route map, sorry, and put this in here, because this is really creative. And look at the little ValuJet mascot in there. Home Sweet Home, which is Atlanta, which was their hub at the time before AirTran came in and bought them out after a couple unfortunate incidents that they had a couple of years after that this timetable was printed, because this was right before ValuJet peaked. I was going to get one right around where they peaked, but this is the latest timetable that the guy had, so I decided just to get it. If I do find one from their peak, I'll try to snatch up one of those. And then if we continue on, you can see that the text is upside down because then when you flip it over, you get your fare information, which I thought this is a really unique way to structure a timetable. So, you know, we have different sides, shows the flight schedule on one side and then the value fares, all the airfares on the side. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm still looking at the flight schedule stuff, my apologies. Thirsty. Fountainhead water is now ValuJet's clear choice for refreshment. Fountainhead, the official bottled water of ValuJet. And then there's all your fare information, just a sample here. Otherwise, that's basically it for this beautiful ValuJet timetable. Very happy to have this in my collection. We got a smaller timetable coming in next, Vanguard Airlines from January of 1999. Now featuring 6 non-stop flights between Kansas City and Denver beginning on March 15th. And there is the route map. Reservations, information, and consistently low fares, you can call 1-800-VANGUARD, which again, that number doesn't work anymore. And then it's this nice green color. I don't think the camera is not really picking up the green that well. It's picking it up a little bit like less saturated, I guess, for lack of a better term. Because to my naked eye, it's like a very, very bright green. It's like almost like a neon green in a way. Maybe not that close, but the green is much brighter in real life. So if I were to show you this timetable in person, you would definitely notice this green a lot more. So because there's only like a handful of destinations, the timetable doesn't take up that much space. Vanguard Airlines Vantage Points. This is their frequent flyer program. Myrtle Beach Golf Vacations. Complete golf packages start at just $249. Part of Vanguard Vacations. Their Road Warrior class stuff, you can see all that there. And then the back cover, which just contains postage information. Awesome. And then the final timetable that we'll take a look at is Sun Country Airlines. Flight schedule from the summer of 1999, June through August. And there's a beautiful Sun Country 727 on the inside. Very small timetable, not a whole lot to go through, so here is just a little sample of one of the pages. Left side is all your departure stuff, and then the right side is all of your arrivals. And then reservation stuff, you can call that toll-free number, which again doesn't work. Reservation number again on this side, and then a beautiful route map. How about in Minneapolis, of course, so that hasn't changed. Sun Country Airlines, we're here for you. And I don't think that slogan lasted after they went bankrupt in around 2001. And that is everything, all the timetables from this 6th episode of my Airline Timetables series. So again, this series is probably going to go on another hiatus until the summer when I go to Airliners International in Kansas City, because I've got a lot of other stuff that I need to worry about here. So unfortunately, this timetable series will probably go on another hiatus, but I may do a full collection video on all of my airline timetables at some point when I do hit a certain mark of timetables, because I've got quite a few now. But I do have some safety cards and all that fun stuff. I may take a look at that in another video if you guys are interested. So just let me know if you guys want to see that, and I'll be more than happy to do that video. So, with that being said, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.